Hello and welcome to another video. This is my truth about parenting video that I'm doing today, and I got the idea of doing this video because I was watching a YouTuber called Gemma Louise Miles. She does lots of weekly vlogs, and she was talking about how she feels anxious. She just had a son called Noah, and she was talking about how she keeps feeling really anxious, and I felt the same about that. Because when it comes to parenthood, it's a whole new ballgame. It is a miracle to give birth, and I love my son to bits, but it does come with its own anxiety. Making sure that you wake up as soon as you hear, whether to go in to the room if they're crying constantly, whether, they're not getting enough milk, especially if you're breastfeeding. I had real issues when it came to breastfeeding, and the fact that Henry wouldn't latch on, and I still feel some guilt about that because of how hard it was to breastfeed, because I didn't have a good amount of milk to give him. But then the healthcare worker was brilliant. She said, if it's causing you to stress out that much, then as long as he's had your milk for the first month, don't worry about it. As long as he's healthy and clean and tidy, he's happy, that's all you need to worry about. And so, taking things literally when it comes to children, do what works for you. And if you need to speak to somebody, speak to the healthcare advisor, because they can be really helpful, and they're there to assist you with any concerns you may have. Henry was born premature, so that came with his own worries, because you didn't know if he would deteriorate or if he would improve, but luckily he thrived and continues to do so, touch wood. He has learning difficulties, but we're working on that. And so it has been a long journey, and I still get anxious days and feelings, but I've learned to control them by just observing my son, listening to other people, listening to my own mind, and it's good to find a good routine. It can take a while, because obviously you're getting to know this new person in your life, the bundle of joy that it has just changed your life forever. And it takes time, because they need to learn about you as a parent, and it's a process. But you honestly, if you're feeling anxious and you're feeling isolated, you're not on your own, and you can get support by speaking to the healthcare advisor or even going to your GP. It just never suffer in silence, never feel like you're being a burden, because you're not, and just take each day as it comes. That's like what I did in the end, because it was quite a traumatic birth, because he was basically, my blood sugar level was going wild, and my waters broke when I was at 31 weeks, and it was very traumatic. I had quite a good pregnancy. I suffered with bad indigestion, but apart from that, I had a good pregnancy. It was just that when he was born, it was very traumatic, because he came unexpectedly early. But it was meant to be, because he's now healthy, he's thriving, like I say, he's got difficulties in learning, but I think it's because he holds back. He doesn't always, because they do, kids, they hold back on what they can actually do. And it's like when he comes home from school, he never tells me really what he does at school. I have to really ask him about 5 or 6 times, but he loves it, and that's important to me. But it still comes with worries in case he does have a bad day, because sometimes he will come home grumpy, because he can't quite gather when things are different each day. Like, for example, he got upset because the child that he travels with by taxi, because the distance of where his school is, was dropped off first, and he was like, but it's normally my turn. And I kept explaining to him that, it's not about taking, or it's all about sharing and being fair. And then he was fine, and I said, probably, you'll go back to the other way around, where you get dropped off first. And he did change. But it's his understanding that sometimes is challenging. But with children, take your time and observe them. Observe yourself as a parent. Not in a bad way, not being judgmental of yourself, because that's the worst thing you can do. I did that a lot, feeling that I'm never getting it right, and that can cause anxious feelings and anxiety. If you get help and support, if you could take a day off from being a parent and catch up on tidying, cleaning, and take it up on it, because sometimes you just need that break, and don't feel bad by taking that, and that can make a huge amount of difference. Get enough rest. If you feel that you can't do the daily chores and you just want to sleep, then go sleep, take a nap, just do whatever makes you feel happy and comfortable, because that is really and that is what really can make all the difference when becoming a parent, because it's a whole new change in your life. And I even underestimated how much it would change my world, and it's been a fantastic experience, but it does come with its own feelings, and and then your hormones are going wild. So all I say is that at first, if you're just had your baby, just take your time, and if you can get help and support, get it. If you've got a good healthcare worker and you've got a good family around you, then that can really play a huge part in learning as you have got this new little person in your life. And it can be mind-boggling, but you find a way. And I've met sometimes it is about winging it, and about learning each step as it comes. So I just wanted to do this video to say that you're not on your own if you're feeling anxious, and get out and about. Don't worry about looking smart or fantastic dressed. Some days I would just put some clothes on, wrap my son up in, make sure he was warm enough in his pram, and I would just go for a walk somewhere, just even if it was like for about 10 to 20 minutes. It's just, you just need to change the scenery, and just don't feel. The worst thing to do is stay indoors all the time, but obviously with the weather and that, sometimes that's not your fault. You have to do what's right for you and your child. But again, if you want to sit and read a book whilst you're holding your son or your child, then do so. I did that a lot, because Henry found it more relaxing when I was holding him than sleeping in, because at the time we used a what's it called, a basket, what's it called, oh, I can't remember now, but he would be in this little basket, on the stand, secure, and he would, he felt more comfortable when I was holding him. So, do whatever it takes for you to be happy, and to help with learning to be a parent, because it changes your life. So, I just take each day as it comes, and just get to know your child, because that is the main thing that you should be concentrating on, and taking some time out for yourself, because that is really important when you start to have children. Because even if you've had struggles in trying to conceive, when you finally do have a baby, it can be like, wow, a culture shock, but you get through it. I used to hate it when people used to say, oh, it does get better, because some days it never felt like that, but actually it does. And so, and you change the way you think as well. You see the world differently. It's hard to explain. You've not had children yet, but you'll soon, if you do have children, you'll know what I mean. And just take your time, and Yeah, so if you're feeling anxious, don't worry, because it's normal, and just just enjoy being a mum and taking care of your baby, and and seek help wherever possible, because it can make a huge difference. So I hope you like this video. Remember to subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.